Hey, what's going on, guys? Alex Mazukin here from Mr. Build It. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can build these wraparound side steps for your floating deck as well. So without wasting time, let's get into the video. Let's go.
One of the first things we did was to lay down a weed tarp or a weed barrier. Most of the reason for this is to ensure that none of the weeds touch the pressure treated wood and at the same time don't end up growing through the steps themselves and revealing themselves a few years later down the road. Now, one of the most important pieces of information to know when it comes to building a deck or the steps for a deck, basically anything that will be touching the ground, is to ensure that the joists are made out of a pressure treated material. That will kind of basically prolong the life of your deck and not rot away in 1 to 2 years like our previous deck that the previous owners have built. So in this situation, because my deck has these concrete blocks completely around it, I'm going to need to create, I believe, 5 or 6 different box frames that will surround that area, sitting between those deck blocks, nice and tight. And so what I'm doing is basically mass cutting all the pieces that will assemble it together. So the deck's going to be 16 inches deep, and I'm basically cutting up all the pieces that I'll need to create the deck blocks and the reinforcing pieces down the middle. And so finally, for the assembling of all these 5 or 6 box frame joists, they'll be going completely around. I'm using 3-inch framing nails to secure it all in place. Later on, I went and re-secured them also with screws as well, just because the material is moist and wet inside, and I didn't want the joints to come undone. Once all the boxes were laid out, I then reinforced and secured these little mini joists 16 inches on center to make sure that it would give adequate support for as many people as wanted to step on this. I used both the framing gun and screws to secure this, but you can always just get away with using screws. Just make sure that they are outdoor screws so they don't corrode. Now, to ensure that the steps have adequate support and are leveled, you can always either pour the actual concrete, which I think takes a lot of time and effort and an added step, or you can simply get away with using pavers. Now, the one thing you'll have to do when it comes to using pavers is to ensure that the ground is level and it's not moving. So what I recommend is pick up a couple of bags of gravel mix, establish a flat area, level it out, and then use a handheld tamper to push all the gravel down. That way you know that when the season changes and the ground moisture changes, that your deck's not going to start leaning one way or the other. All right, once you get all the steps leveled out, you can just secure them to your deck using 3-inch long lag screws or lag bolts. The thicker they are, the more coarse they are, the better you'll be. Sometimes you can get away with even a bolt and nut with washers to it. I mean, the more the better, and usually setting them every 16 to 18 inches does a really good job to make sure that these things aren't going to go anywhere. So for the actual decking top, I'm using a Douglas fir material. Douglas fir tends to be a little more dense than pine, and so therefore it kind of works out really well for outdoor projects. Now, when it comes to installing the decking, I'll give you kind of 3 pieces of advice that really helped me. Number 1, stagger your pattern, whether you buy the 10, 12, or the 16-foot boards. Make sure you kind of start one pattern and then follow it. So one board will be longer, the next board will be shorter, and then that way nobody can catch on exactly what's going on there. It kind of blends in. And then when you do make that cut, make sure you make that cut that every end sits right in the middle of a joist. That way it's a continual supported pattern. Number 2 is to pre-drill your holes on the ends. That will prevent the boards from actually splitting when securing them. That will help you a lot. And the last piece of advice I'll give you is the actual kind of rules and regulations when installing the decking is using a spacer, anything between 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. I'm just using this little speed square that I can just jab right in there, and it's roughly about 1/8 of an inch, and just kind of set it in the beginning and the end of the board, and the rest will do. I know some of these boards are not absolutely perfect, so it'll be difficult to get the same spacing completely across, but just do your best. And what this does is over the years, it'll ensure that it gives it some room to kind of bend and flex as the weather contracts or expands the wood. If your deck ends up kind of wrapping around like mine with these steps, make sure you reinforce some of the corner pieces, and you're gonna have to play with it a little bit to make sure that every board that like I have here, the corners are kind of that herringbone kind of pattern, to make sure that every herringbone edge has a securing piece underneath. That way I can drive 2 screws to make sure that the board doesn't bend, flex, bow, curve, or stick out. Now, so because we're building steps around a deck that has deck blocks that stick out, The best way I figured out how to conceal them is having like a faux piece of pressure treated joist to cover them up, kind of like a curtain, if you will. And so I measured it out, usually that's like 10 3/4 of an inch, set pocket holes, and then secured it with pocket screws from the inside before setting the last 2 rows of the top decking. This makes it flow really well. Nobody can tell the difference. It's not a structural thing, so it's just like a cover-up thing. And later on, you can always get back to it, and if there's a sprinkler head there that needs to be get to, or something's crawled underneath, you can always undo this. And for the last step, go through and secure all the decking pieces to all the joists that are underneath it, the ones that are 16 inches on center. The best method I found that works to speed up the process is to get a speed square or a right angle like this and walk through and find out exactly where the joists run. That way you can just kind of go through with a drill and screws and set all the remainder screws. Remember, 2 screws per board per joist. Overall, everything turned out extremely well. I'm very happy with how everything turned out. Now all I have to do is strip the old decking sealer and finish and reseal everything together. That way everything matches well and ready for the summer to be enjoyed.
Hey, well, thanks so much for watching this video. It means the world to me. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. Write any questions you have in the comment section down below. If you're brand new to the channel, I encourage you guys to hit that subscribe button right over there. We put a video out every single week, and I don't want you to miss a single one. I'll put a link in the description with all the social media accounts that I'm on so you guys can follow along. Tune out this week. We'll see you guys next week. See ya. Bye.